Hey guys, we are going to talk about today understanding how the mood of a play will influence your scenic or set design. So, the first thing we want to note is how do we convey an appropriate mood to the audience? Well, what is mood? You might ask yourself, how does something make me feel? And that's going to create the mood. This might make me feel scared. This might make me feel calm. This might make me feel excited. And so those are some basic words you can use to start thinking about mood. So we need to know when we're creating our set that mood is first established through color scheme. The colors that you choose on your set are going to say a lot about what you think the message and the mood is for the play Hairspray. Let's first just try it out and look at this color purple. How does this make you feel? Well, it's deep, it's luscious, it looks wealthy and luxurious to me. So I would say something like, this makes me feel luxurious. What about this picture? How does this white make you feel? Is it cold, uninviting? Maybe you found it mystical or magical. Those are some examples of mood. This one here is pretty basic. I feel natural. I feel one with the environment. So this one might make me feel natural. Don't forget that shades will matter. Different color reds might make me feel youthful, might make me feel loving, or might even make me feel evil. So when you go to pick a color, think really specifically about shades, and you can go ahead and Google some ideas of different shades of red, different shades of green, different shades of blue to really help you pinpoint the exact color you're looking for in your set design. Next, mood is created through manipulated visual lines and patterns. So when you're thinking about the lines and the patterns in your set design, I want you to note that soft curved lines might make us feel different than a harsh jagged line. So this makes me feel invited, warm, welcomed. This one here has some different types of lines, right? They're like squiggly, they're playful. So I'm feeling childish, I'm feeling playful, I'm feeling maybe magical or mystical. This one's those jagged, edgy lines I talked about. This might make me feel nervous, anxious, uncomfortable. And so notice how with three very different sets, I feel something differently because of the shape of the set design. This one too feels haunted. It feels almost like a nightmare. So a place that is unwanted, a place that creates anxiety. These random busy patterns might make me feel dizzy, chaotic, might make me feel magical. So again, using random lines and patterns are going to make you feel differently than if they're soft and curved or jagged and edgy. Again, this one feels like a dream. This one feels mystical. And the curves in those lines make me feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. You can also use crooked or abnormal lines. You can see the set here looks like it's falling over. So I feel like I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be. It feels a little haunted to me. The third thing we want to note is that mood is also created through lighting with colors and gobos. And gobos are almost like a stencil that you put in front of your lights. So if you were the light designer, you could pick different stencils to put in front of your lights to create effects like a sunrise or like the moon. Now you won't have any lighting specific to your set design, but you can definitely include it in the shading in your colors so we can see what's coming through in your lights. And again, this one might make me feel warm, a new beginning. A gobo could be used to create moonlight effecting, so this might make me feel dark or mysterious. Tree shadows are a really cool effect. They might make you feel, again, haunted or uncomfortable, unnerving. And then finally, mood is created through set textures. So just like you have different lines and shapes, now you can create different set textures. You can have rough stones. This is from Dracula. You could use overgrown foliage. This looks like Sesame Street. You can have stuff that is smooth and glossy that makes me feel like I'm fancy, wealthy, or immaculate. So you can go ahead right now and pause this, and on your worksheet, write a word or two to describe the mood of each of these images. How does it make you feel? And include an element that made you feel that way. Was it the colors, the lines, the lighting, the texture? All right, moving ahead, now what I want you to do is note how you can look at a set design and you can begin to dissect its spine, the dramatic metaphor. You should be able to pick out colors and lights and textures that create mood. And so let's go ahead and take a moment and let this image sink in. Where are we? What is happening? What is the image that kind of sticks out to us? All right, so what I see is a man who looks lost in the center. And maybe I'm assuming, I'm guessing, just based on the picture, that he has lost everything as a consequence for maybe a wrongdoing. Maybe the woman in the top right is walking away is maybe an angel who has condemned him of his sins. The spine that I could write for this is some mistakes are like a shipwreck and your life is forever altered. Again, this is me just using my imagination based on what I see in this image. So the dramatic metaphor, the image that's really sticking out to me is this idea of a sinking ship. The word that comes to mind, the mood that is created through the lighting, the lines, the textures, and the colors is something helpless. And so what I want you to do on your own for practice is to choose one of the images I gave you in your handout. Note the colors, lines, lighting, and textures. What mood does it create? What do you think the play is about based on the picture? What might the spine be? And then what is the dramatic metaphor? So you're going to go ahead and write it just as we did here. So at the top, a man who has lost everything is me guessing what the play is about. The sinking ship was the dramatic metaphor. Helpless is the mood. And some mistakes are like a shipwreck is my idea of the spine. So again, for your independent practice, you're going to choose an image from your handout and just use your imagination to write out the spine, what it's about, a dramatic metaphor, and a mood. And again, reach out to Mrs. Carner if you have questions.